welcome back to The Wrap. It's time for Yay or Nay, as the music shows. The Huffington Post is changing the way it reports on Donald Trump's presidential campaign, moving it from their political section to their entertainment section. The news aggregator reported today that, quote, after watching and listening to Donald Trump since he announced his candidacy for president, we have decided we won't report on Trump's campaign as part of our Huffington Post political coverage. Instead, we will cover his campaign as part of our entertainment section. Our reason is simple. Trump's campaign is a sideshow. We won't take debate. If you are interested in what the Donald has to say, you'll have to find it next to our stories on the Kardashians and the Bachelorette. A sideshow. Harsh words from the Huffington Post there. Is this an act of journalistic integrity, or is it all political, or is it just stupid, Rick Unger?
It is incredibly stupid. It's a number of things. Now, everybody knows I'm not the Donald's biggest fan, but you know what? He is leading the Republican primaries right now. It is wrong on the part of Huffington Post. More fascinating to me, you all know, or you may not know, I wrote an article this past week where I talked about how the right wing is now buying into Saul Alinsky. The Donald's doing it more than anybody, and the Huffington Post just played right into his hands. He could not have asked for a better result. They should be ashamed of themselves. What they're doing is they may think it's cute. I think it's outrageous.
Jonathan, you're an avid reader. What do you think?
Well, you know, I think that anything somebody does like this, Donald Trump turns it to his advantage.
Absolutely.
And he's going to use this to promote himself and the stupidity of, you know, my friend
media.
Rick Unger,
Right.
you know,
Liberal media.
not included, but liberals and the liberal media. You know, that's what Donald Trump does. I'm checking the sides of my mouth while I say that, make sure I don't have anything in there with Donald Trump. But which was, I gotta say this real quick. Of all the people, I can't believe when Donald Trump got out there and gave that speech. For one, it was so comic, fake. It was almost like it was written for a show. But how could his people who handle him not made sure that everything was taken care of for him?
Right. His wife was there too. That's the type of thing she should check right before that happens. Interesting point there, Bill.
It's a nay. It's stupid. And I want to know, where do they draw the line? Because aren't all politics entertainment?
It's profoundly
wrong.
wrong.
It's called political theater.
Exactly.
It's not cute. It's profoundly wrong. And you know, I read them every day. They're not going to be the same to me anymore.
But they have great videos of puppies and cats.
Yes, they do.
The car service app Uber is attacking New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio over his plans to place a cap on the company's growth. Now, when you open the app, there's a new tab at the bottom of the screen where you choose what service you want that says de Blasio. And if you just select the de Blasio tab, it either tells you that you have to wait 25 minutes or there are no cars at all, with the explanation that this is how the app will be if de Blasio's cap passes. Is there a more mature way to handle this, or is this genius marketing, Bill Tucker?
This is genius marketing. It's perfect. Totally agree.
Are you an Uber guy?
I use Uber sometimes, except when they charge an arm and a leg at peak hours. But yeah, listen, I'm no fan of the communist mayor of New York. And if you really want to stop him, you have to create a time machine. Go back when he was supporting the communists in Nicaragua and take him out there.
Yeah.
Free market, Rick.
It's absolutely. I agree. It's absolutely brilliant on Uber's part to do that. De Blasio is flat out wrong. Anybody who has ever ridden in a New York cab understands why you might want to hire an Uber car instead.
Yes.
When the cabbies decide that they're going to give us cars that we can fit into in the back and have people driving it who don't talk on the phone while they're getting into car accidents, then maybe we'll start using the cabs again.
All right, we're all yay on that. Earlier this week, we told you about a crack team of investigators who discovered Governor Scott Walker's campaign logo looked eerily similar to America's Best Contacts and Lenses logo. Well, the team over at The Tonight Show found that the Wisconsin governor also likes to steal from his own speeches, especially the parts about Kohl's.
The other big political news this week is that Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker became the 15th Republican to announce his candidacy for president. Of course, like all candidates, he spends a lot of time talking about the budget and immigration, but there's something else that he always seems to talk about.
I went to Kohl's department stores near our house, and I bought something at the price it was marked at. So now I know over the years, if I'm going to buy a shirt that was $29.99, I go to the rack that says now $19.99. I remember to get the flyer out that we got mailed in our house where you get 15 or 20, or if you're really lucky, 30% off.
I think you get the point. Steve Malzberg is next. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.